We've looked at the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 6. We've seen the relationship between the 1, the 4, and 5, the 2, the 5, and 6, the 3, the 6, and 7, the 5, the 1, and 2, the 6, the 2, and 3. Then we looked at how if you go from this G string down to the B string that you actually got to move it up a half a step, 1 fret. And if you're going from the B string to the G string, you got to move down half a step on that G string. That's going to kind of come into effect when we look at the 4 and the 5. If I go up here to my 1, I know that my 4 is right below it. So now I know automatically the 1 above my 4 is a 1. Every time, no matter where the 4 is, the 1's going to be right above it. Unless I'm down here on my B string, then it's going to be a half step toward the nut of the guitar. But if you go down, if you just go down, straight down, you don't hit a solid note. You hit a sharp or flat. This is my F right here. The 4th of C is an F. So let's go 4 notes below the F, or above the F, however you want to look at it. You got F, G, A, and B. Okay, there's our B. If we're going down to the B, if we're going to this B string, we always have to go up a half step, don't we? Okay, well, we're going to still use that pattern no matter where we are on the guitar, no matter what key we're in, no matter, it don't really matter what key it's in. When I go from the 4, I've got to go down and I've got to go over half a step. And that's my 7. So above it's going to be 1, below the 4, and over a half a step, because the pattern is if you go down this B string, you got to go over half a step. Well, the 4th from F is a B. So I'm going F, and then I'm going down here to the 4th, which is a B, and that's my 7. And the 7 is right beside the 1. So I got my 7 and my 1. I go up 5, go over a whole tone, I got 4. The way I like to look at it, so I have a visual in my head, I like to look at it as kind of like a triangle. I go from my 4 to my 6 to my 7. So I can go 4, 6, 7. But technically, if I'm going down a 4th, I'm going to go up to my 7th note, and which is a B. Now, if I'm looking at my number 7 note on the scale, we're just going to do it right here. Well, we can do it anywhere, it don't really matter. But since we're right here, we'll look at it. There's my C, okay? That's my number 1. If I back up a half step, I'm at my 7. That note right there is a B. That's a C, that's a B. Knowing the relationship between the B string and the string above it, I know that if I go from my B string to the string above it, I've got to go back half a step. So right here on my 7, I know I've got to go up and over. So if I'm right there, that's a B and that's an F. So that's a 5th. So you got B, C, D, E, F. 5 notes. From my B string going up and over a half a step. Again, below it is the 3. We've already learned that up here. There's my 3. That's my 7. 6, 3, 7. So if I've got my 7 right there, I know the one right below it is a 3. Right next to the 4. If I go a 5th above it, I've got to go up and over half a step. Again, I like to look at it sometimes like this. There's my 7, kind of an upside down triangle. My 4 and my 5. 7, 4, 5. And then my 1 is right below my 5. Just show you the relationships between all these notes. You may not remember them all. It may take time to get it all to process. But I can guarantee you, if you can learn this and learn the concept of it, learn the reasoning behind why you play the certain notes that you play, then you'll do far better. If I was up here, say in F sharp, and I knew F sharp was playing in the key of F sharp, I don't have a clue. I could figure it out, but I don't have a clue what my number 2, what my number 3, what my number 4, what my number 5, what my number 6, what my number 7 is. I don't know. But I do know that there's a pattern. And so I know that if that's my root, the one below it is my 4. The one above it is my 5. The one next to it, just back a half step, is my 7. And I know that I can go up and over to get my 4, and then a whole step up to get my 5, and then right below it is my 1. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if that's my 4, I know that I go down 1 and over half a step to get my 7. Or I can use my little triangle, 4, 6, 7, and I'm back to my 1. I hope that kind of clears up the reasoning behind why you need to know these numbers and how they relate to one another.